Welcome in here to another bonus episode of Hockey Inside Out. Juraj Slafkovsky, he's taken a lot of thunderous hits so far as a Montreal Canadien. What can he do to avoid taking these hits here and perhaps making more of a business decision to keep his longevity going stronger than before?
For me, I hope he's learning that, listen, this is the NHL and guys finish their check. So even after you move the puck, be aware because somebody is coming to tag you. And, you know, he's been nailed pretty hard on a number of occasions. And again, this is typical type of a learning curve for him because over in Europe, physical play was few and far between. So guys were not playing that physical brand of hockey. And now he's getting himself in vulnerable positions and figuring that he's not going to get hit. And, you look at the Vancouver game in Shen, you talk about being aware of the opposition. And we used to talk about it a little bit in our day with certain individuals that would be playing that night. So keep your head out because he's coming across the blue line. And, Shen, leading the NHL with hits, just like be aware. He's on the ice and he's coming for you. So don't look at your past, protect yourself, and be ready all the time because there's some mean guys that, want to put you down and out. And I look back and think back to Peter Sabota when he first came in at 18 years old at 160 pounds. And I used to partner with him and I used to basically go pick him up and scrape him off the glass because he just wasn't used to the kind of game that was happening over here. He would be looking for his beautiful pass that he made, or he didn't think that if he put his head down that anybody was going to come and take him out. But, after a number of, nose injuries and facial cuts and bruises and teeth, he came to realize that, okay, I got to be a little more prepared. So this is a process. This is something that takes time, and hopefully he's going to learn sooner than later that be aware because it hurts.
Use that big body. This is I was saying before that I can't quite figure out where that 238 pounds is distributed because he doesn't play like 238. And I've got a kid who's 1 year younger, same height, looks to have the same build, who weighs 50 pounds less. That's a lot of weight. And I think he's just about exactly at the height and weight that Jagr played at. And one of the hits I'll always remember in hockey was Ovechkin hitting Jagr during the Olympics. I think it was at the Vancouver Olympics, if I remember right. It looked like a huge hit. Jagr didn't go down, and Ovechkin was not the same for a year after that hit. So I don't know what it was that Jagr did. Anybody who's seen Jagr in a pair of shorts knows the guy had enormous thighs and enormous butt, like that lower body strength. It was like Sid Crosby at 6'3". So, somehow Slav has to transfer part of that. Keep your head up, be ready for the hit, but also he's big enough to make the guy who hits him pay. I see smaller guys hit him, and he's getting by far the worst of it. Where's all that strength? I know it's there. It just hasn't learned to bring it to bear yet.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with Slav early on this season has been paying attention, right? There have been several plays now where he's at the end of a shift and he's like, okay, I'm going to go change now, and he's not engaged. And when you're on the ice in the NHL, you have to be engaged from the moment you step on to the moment your butt's on that bench. Like, you cannot stop paying attention. And that's something that will come with time. But in terms of him getting hit, I do have to say, the Luke Schenn hit behind the net was phenomenal. That was a fantastic body check. Clean, just beautiful hit from Luke Schenn, lining up Slafkovsky right after he made the pass. That kind of hit is probably going to still keep happening to Slafkovsky, but as he gets stronger, the weight becomes, he has the weight, yeah, but he's still 18. He's not going to be as strong as a 27-year-old NHLer. He's not going to have the balance of a 27-year-old NHLer. So once everything balances out for him and he becomes, not so much a baby deer, maybe a hit like that won't take so much out of him. He'll be able to kind of brace himself better, and the other guy will take some of it as well. But I look at a guy like Taylor Hall, and Taylor Hall still to this day gets lit up all the time. He just plays with his head out forward and with reckless abandon. And maybe Slafkovsky is just going to be one of those guys, and his physicality will keep him relatively healthy, hopefully. But some guys just get hit big a lot because of the way that they play, and maybe he's just one of those guys.
Well, in boxing, the last thing the ref always tells you before you before the bout starts is protect yourself at all times. Maybe he needs a boxing ref behind the bench to remind him.
Or Jack, maybe a boxing coach to toughen him up. Yeah. You never know, right? But I liken this to the fact that Slafkovsky is an 18-year-old kid. He's got the keys to the Ferrari. Go driving the Autobahn. He's not ready for it. It's the speed, the pace, the strength. And I think eventually with time, as he gets more mature driving that car, he'll understand the angles and nuances on how to protect himself when he goes through the rigors, the meat grinder of all those hits during the regular season of the NHL. Well, that'll do it for this bonus episode here for Hockey Inside Out. Don't forget to send us your comments, your questions, and we look forward to conversing about that on the future episode. And like our YouTube page on Hockey Inside Out, and subscribe to the MontrealGazette.com/newsletters for the latest news on the Montreal Canadiens. And for full episodes and bonus content, head on by Hockey Inside Out for all of that plus more. On behalf of Andrew, Rick, and Jack, wish you a great week. We'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.